everyone and welcome to episode number 1 of Ninjary time. My name is NinjaBob and as always I'm playing in survival mode on Minecraft PlayStation 4 edition. Today is the start of a brand new series, but it is not the start of a brand new world. Those who are familiar with my channel and have seen my videos before will recognise this place. This is my house. That over there is Enfield Angel's house, over there is my stables, and this world is the world that I built during my PlayStation 4 Trophy Challenge, or at least that I started to build. And that's kind of the point, really. Ninjary time is going to be some extra time in this world. We've finished the PlayStation 4 Trophy Challenge now, we got all 51 of the trophies, and we're done with trophies, I'm not going to do that anymore. But I started some projects and some buildings in that series that I'm really determined to finish. All kinds of different things, and we're going to start today with, it's going to be a little bit back to front. Most Minecraft Let's Play series, you know, you start with a fresh world and then you do a world tour maybe at some point in the future. But I've decided that we're going to have a little bit of a tour first, because obviously, like I say, this isn't a brand new world. This is a seed that we started, well, 24, 25 episodes ago. And yeah, like I said, there's been a fair amount of work done to it. I guess really, I'm avoiding looking at it because this is where I've done the most work. Okay, look, this is my house, okay? My upstairs are my dogs that we got. That's where we got those as a trophy. But yeah, those are my 5 dogs. And it's too late. You've seen it out the window, haven't you? Okay, let's just skip ahead, shall we? Over there is my stables. I'm quite pleased with my stables as it happens. Although I've decided in the last day or so that I really don't like the way the roof finishes. I really want to finish that off. But yeah, this is my stables. The big bit of news about this is that I had a really good horse. You might remember I took him out exploring. The one that was wearing a diamond armour. I'm not quite sure what happened. But at some point it's despawned or it's escaped or died or something. I've got plenty of horses and donkeys in here. But in fact, I say I've got plenty. Oh no, there we go. So I've got 2 donkeys, 2 horses. But yeah, my diamond armoured horse has gone. In fact, he's not the only thing that's despawned. Do you remember the pig? Not that pig. The pig with the saddle, when we got the When Pigs Fly trophy. He was tied up out here. He was tied up here for ages. And he's gone as well. I'm not sure where he's got to. Anyway, yeah, this is the thing that I've been avoiding looking at. It's where most of the work has gone since I finished the last series. If you remember, I decided building this as a new base for myself. It started off as just a big stone ring, and then it went up a few layers, and then I put some windows in, and well, I've got a little bit carried away since the end of the last episode of the Trophy Challenge, because I've had nothing else to do in the world, so been working on this thing. And as you can see, I've extended it upwards. We've added quartz around the doorway. We've changed the door to wood. We've also added this, what do you call this, like a courtyard around the hole outside. We've changed the windows now, so it's black stained glass all the way around. But you can see the pillars that we've put in. I've put a row of stained clay, blue stained clay around there. And yeah, I'm really pleased with the way this is taking shape. On the inside, there's been almost as much work, if not more, than there has been on the outside. Now here, it probably doesn't look that much different, but you can see up there, that is very different. That's where we are starting to work up now to the upper floors. We had this ring around the middle here, this gap. In fact, let's go up there, shall we? Let's go and have a look. I've had to redesign my staircase to accommodate the fact that we're now going up a couple of floors. But yeah, when you come up here, you've got the ring that goes all the way around the outside. Nothing in particular around there at the moment. But you can now turn and come up to this level. And on this level is going to be a whole other floor with windows around the outside. Excuse my voice, by the way. You can probably tell I'm still not well at the moment. Still got this chest infection cold thing. But anyway, so this walkway is going to go right across the middle, and from here you're going to be able to look down and all the way down to the ground. And we are going to start working on, at some point, putting a big roof on this thing, some sort of big dome. I think what I'm going to do is do something with these pillars, maybe extend some of these pillars up and over. With glass in between or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Up here is my cat, pain in the bum. Hello cat, how are you? Never did get round to naming you, did we? I just put you up. Do you know why the cat's up here? Because he's really noisy. Really, really noisy. He was further down, and when we were doing all the work down here, all you could hear was the cat meow 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 every few seconds. It was driving me crazy. So yeah, decided to go and stick him out there where he couldn't bother anybody. So yeah, that's the well, I'm not sure if this is going to be the top floor, but at the moment it's the top floor of my base. It may well get higher at some point, but yeah, we'll see about that. For the time being, it's the top floor. Down here, there's something to show you over in this direction, and that is, yes, I've completed the map. So I've now explored the entire world and completed all of the maps. And yeah, this is where we live, round about just where my crosshair is, that little green dot. That's where we are right now. And yeah, down, I think round about here somewhere in the swamps is where spawn was. That's where we originally started. I've now seen the whole world. I've found jungle temples and desert temples and villages and all sorts of stuff. And we will be exploring the world in more detail throughout this series. But first we need to explore my house. So this bit, this is something that I'd started, and through here, I don't want to take you that way yet. Actually, that's sort of behind the magic. Let's go down here. Now this is something that I'd done some work on during the series, but it's now starting to come to its conclusion. Down that way, by the way, is my train line all the way down to my end portal, and my minecart's got away, hasn't it? Look, you can see it just down there. But that's we digress. This was going to be my storage room. Now, if you remember, I'd started placing chests around. I've now got item frames up, but not all of these chests are working yet. Oh, bit more behind the magic there. Bit of behind the scenes. There we go. These are the only chests that are working so far, and I will show you how this works in just a moment. But basically, this is now all completed in terms of how it looks, at least, anyway. But we are very, very much work in progress here. Still got chests laying about the place with all my building materials in and all the rest of it. My chicken cooker is working very well, by the way. What have we got now? Nearly 3 stacks of chicken. How's that? It's not bad at all, is it? That's an automated system that breeds chickens. They grow up and then they get cooked. I'd say we'd stand and watch, but it will take a while for that to happen. But they get cooked every day. Once a day the oven comes on and cooks them all. So yeah, this is my automatic chest sorting system. There are 128 chests around the building, and each one of them is going to be connected up to an automatic filtering system. So let's go back upstairs and I'll show you how that works. So basically you'll come through here and well, there you go. Look, there's behind the magic. Look at the hoppers. Look at the hoppers. This has taken an insane amount of time and an insane amount of resources. This is the automatic sorting system. It's based on hoppers going all around the building, all around in one big loop around the inside, and then it goes back and round all around the outside and filters into every single chest. Now, this isn't complete. Like I say, there's only one row at the moment that is fully complete, and that's this row here. This is where you saw all the beastie loot, and just to give you a quick view of this, basically they drop down and there's filters in here. So this is looking for bones, this one here, and this one is looking for, oh, that one's empty. Oh no, I've clicked on the wrong one. There we go. That one's looking for arrows, that one's looking for spider eyes, that one's looking for string, and so on. When it finds them, it drops them down into this chest, and then that chest drops down into the next hopper, into the next hopper, down, and ends up down in our main corridor that we were just walking around. Now, the reason they've got all these chests here is because certain items you don't really need that much storage for. Spider eyes, for example, I'll be amazed if we ever fill up a chest of spider eyes. But other things, like cobblestone, for example, you need lots and lots and lots of storage for. One chest is nowhere near enough. So the idea of this is that it can be expanded. So if there's something that you've got a lot of, you can make these double chests, for example. And if you really needed to, you could extend them right out into this open area and fill up. And with cobblestone in particular, we will probably have to do that, to be fair, because we have got a ridiculous amount of cobblestone, although not as much as we used to have. This thing is lit up as much as possible all the way round. There are slabs to try and stop the beasties from spawning. We had a lot of trouble up here when building all of this, with creepers and other beasties spawning around the place. So yeah, there's as much light as I could manage, and half slabs everywhere to try and stop things from spawning. And touch wood, it seems okay. Ever since I finished doing the slabs, it seems to have behaved itself. But let me quickly show you how this works. I'm not going to go into great detail. There are people out there with tutorial videos on how to build these automatic sorting systems, and if you're planning on having a big busy world like this one, then I do recommend it, because they do come in very, very useful. Let's just get back up to where the entry chest is. Now this bit here is, again, it's work in progress. This was just going to be a bedroom at one point. the whole sorting system kind of ended up taking over, and it runs into here. We might build something in here at some point, but mainly it's just access. Oh, by the way, down there, that thing there is the automatic chicken cooker system. There's a daylight sensor there, and that detects when the morning arrives. When morning arrives, the chicken cooker comes on for a brief second, cooks the chickens, and then goes back off again. I had to raise it up into the air because it was getting in the way of the redstone system for the automatic sorting for the chests. Anyway, right. So if I go up here, this is the entry chest. This might move at some point. We might put this somewhere a bit more convenient. But this is where it starts. You drop in your items, and they start to filter through, or at least they should. Oh, there we go. Right, they've started to drop through. So it's not the quickest system in the world. And in fact, there we go. I remember now, you don't see them dropping out. It's when you close it and reopen it, you'll see that the numbers are dropping. Now, what's happening is they're dropping into that first hopper and moving their way along. And you can see the redstone firing away. That's where it's detecting the relevant item, and it's opening up the hoppers so that it can filter down into the chest. And if we go back down into the chest room, let's... oh, I need something to eat, actually. I wonder why I couldn't sprint. If we go down into the chest room, I'll show you those arriving. Oh wow, I really did let myself get hungry there, didn't I? Right, let's spin around here into this... no, it's not this one, it's the next corner around. And they will all be filtering into these chests. And in fairness, there were already some items in this chest, but you can see them here. What was the last thing I dropped in? Was it rotten flesh? You might see one arrive. Probably too late, to be honest. I probably should have put a bit more in. But that's where they all drop out to, and they come here automatically. And we're going to have... basically what will happen is the sorting system will look for bones, arrows, spiders, and if it doesn't find any of those things, it will move them on to the next row, and it's going to go all around the inside and try and fill up these chests. Now, the filters haven't been set for these chests yet, but it will do a full circuit all the way around the building, and then when it can't find anything in that first row, back here where the beastie loot was, it will then spin around and go around. It cuts across that way and drops into the outside row, and the outside row goes all the way around and does a full lap that way. And then if it still can't find a home, if it still can't find a chest out of the 128 that are going to be laid around the place, you would think it would find a home, to be fair, but if it doesn't, and you never know, there are a lot more than 128 items, so it's possible when it doesn't work, it will come out. At the moment, I think it comes to... no, where does it come to? I can't remember. This one here. This is the reject chest. So at the moment, it won't work. But if it made its way all the way around the hopper system on the inside, and then it went across and all the way around the outside and still couldn't find a home, it would arrive back here, and this is where you could pick those up and you could go and do something different with those. But I'm hoping that 128 chests will be more than enough for us to be getting on with. So yeah, that's been the major project that I've been working on, is this sorting system, and it's because I wanna start building more, and you can imagine how much iron we've got through and how much wood we've got through just for the hoppers alone. You know, I've not counted the hoppers, but if you bear in mind there's 128 chests and each one requires at least 6 hoppers plus the ones linking them all. The numbers are ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, and where that leaves us is in a position where we seriously need to go mining. So one of the other little projects that I've started on is a mine shaft, and we're going to have a proper organised mine shaft and a mining system. We're going to go strip mining, and I might actually do it in live streams. What we might do is mining live streams, where basically it gives you an opportunity to come and say hello. We'll do a bit of a Q&A, and I'll just sort of tell you what's on the horizon with the series, and you know, we'll just have a chat basically. No, that's it. Typical. I've gone around 3 sides, and it's going to be the 4th one. The 4th one is where I've started the mine shaft. Now the mine shaft is basically one of these doors through here, and there's nothing here at the moment, but we're obviously still quite high up. I don't have a map on me, but we are not at really the best mining level, but the best mining level is all the way down there. Whee! And a splash at the bottom there. Down here is where we are going to start building ourselves a mine shaft. So we're going to build probably, I'm trying to think, so I've done quite a lot of mining in this area anyway. I think in that direction is where I've done all my mining so far. So I will probably start off going either to the left or this way. But basically we're going to build ourselves a big long mine shaft, and we're going to do some proper strip mining. I can't remember what level we're at here. I think level 10. But basically we should be in prime position to be able to get ourselves some diamonds. But we're going to do some serious mining trips. Now actually, when creating this thing, I actually discovered about halfway up there is a mine shaft. I need to be a little bit careful here, because every now and then I come up here the other day and a creeper was waiting for me. It's a bit worrying, but yeah, we've got ourselves a mine shaft here. I've explored it a fair bit actually, but obviously there's loads of rails available. Excuse that noise in the background. That's my cat walking around. My real life cat, I mean. So yeah, we've got a mine shaft there to explore. I think it comes through here a little bit as well. Yeah, it does. So yeah, we've got plenty to explore. To be the amount of stuff that I've discovered while completing those maps, we've found so much stuff, so many villages, and so much. I've got so many different ideas that I want to do, different farms and stuff that I want to do. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the mine shaft. So what we're going to do in the live streams is we're going to go mining. But I don't want to have to keep coming back up and down the ladder and offloading into the... Even though we're going to have this automated chest system, I don't want to have to stand here and unload into the chests and stuff. So what we're going to have is this little staircase here is a bit of a clue. I'm going to build in, down... Let me just show you. Down this way, like this, we are going to have a rail cart system. So that what we'll do is, while we're down there, we'll fill up our inventory. And when our inventory is full up, we'll have a chest down there where we will load up... I should stick some torches in here, it's getting a bit dark. We'll load up a chest down the bottom of the mine shaft, which will automatically come upstairs, through here, and when you get to the top here of this, if you follow this all the way through, you end up, behind the scenes, in the sorting system. And what we'll do is we'll hook it up into the hoppers somewhere around here, have it automatically unload, and I guess this row will by default become the cobblestone area, but it will also have our iron ore, our gold, our diamonds, hopefully, lapis, redstone, all of that stuff. That will all arrive here, and I guess if it doesn't land in there, then we'll move it along into the next corridor, which is over there. But yeah, I'm going to have all of that done, hopefully, in the next few videos. Perhaps, you know, in fact, perhaps I'll do that on video, because I've never done one of these automatic unloading, reloading minecart systems, and it'd be quite interesting to do that and to work it all out. And I'm not a redstone expert by any stretch, but you know, perhaps we can perhaps we'll learn together during the videos. It'll be quite good fun. So what else have I got on the go? One other project that I want to do, and something that we're going to do a little bit of work on today. Like I say, we've spent most of the time talking about my house. I realise that. But I am quite pleased with it. I don't mind telling you. I'm really pleased with the way it's taking shape. This was really hard to work out, by the way. It looks so simple now, but trying to work out how to get these pillars to sort of extend out. And I wanted it to sort of look like the pillars, because here the pillars are sort of part of the building. They're sort of sunk in. But I wanted the pillars to sort of, what's the word I'm looking? I wanted them to sort of stick out. I wanted them to protrude a little bit and look like sort of fingers holding the top of the building. And I think I've kind of got that. But obviously it's difficult, because as you go round this circular building, you can only go one direction or the other. And I tried doing diagonal pillars, but that didn't really work. So I came up with this sort of fancy design for the corners like this. And basically everything on that side faces this way, and then you come around here around this little fancy design, and then everything from there onwards goes that way, and then that repeats all the way around. And yeah, I think it looks really nice. I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. I've got these, put the feet on these pillars here. And like I say, I love this walkway around the outside. I know it's really simple, but I just think it just completes the building. Look, when you go off and look at this from a bit of a distance now, let's just head off in a random direction. Excuse my cows. I haven't built a cow farm yet. See, there's so much work to do. There is so much work to do, and I've had to sort of make do with things like that, just holes in the ground for the cows. But I needed a lot of cows for all those item frames. So you know how much leather that took? Well, 128 pieces of leather is what it took, so that is a lot of cows. But yeah, you can see the walkway there. It's all supported up on jungle wood with little bushes around the edges. And I just think that looks so cool. When I go off exploring, I go off in random directions. And when I come back, it's just so cool. As you're coming back, you can see this thing for miles and miles around. And it is so cool to see as you're approaching it from a distance. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm really, really pleased with the way it's shaping up. And that's why I didn't want to end this series. That's why I didn't want to end this world. Yes, the PlayStation 4 trophy challenge is all done. Okay, fine. But I love this world. I love the way it looks. And I've deliberately, about halfway through the trophy challenge, I switched into the natural texture pack. We started in the default, but I switched to the natural texture pack. And ever since then, I've been sort of building the world specifically to sort of accommodate the way it looks. I must admit, I don't know how it would look now if we switched it into another texture pack, because certain things just don't look right, you know. Certain things look very different, and things in natural have a very specific look. This building, for example, the enchantment building, now I guess I'll just show you that, seeing as we're doing a little tour, just in case you haven't seen the trophy challenge before. I will show you this. This is something we did during the series. This is where I do all my enchanting, all my brewing. This is Gavin the Golem, who protects the place for us. But yeah, we've got brewing stands all about the place. And upstairs we have our enchantment table and some books as well. I've been using my XP farm to sort of level up some books. So yeah, this is where all the enchanting happens. But yeah, this building in particular, I started this in the natural texture, sorry, the default texture pack. And I quite liked it, but now that I've switched it, I'm not so keen. I think it's okay. I think it's okay like this, but I'm not crazy about it. I do feel like I want to switch out some of the stone. I just think it looks a bit clumsy now. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's okay. It's okay, and I guess it's got that fancy wizardy look about it, which is what I wanted. I wanted it to look sort of, you know, a bit sort of weird, a bit like a wizard's top hat. Actually, is what it looks like, because obviously, yeah, it's where brewing and enchanting happens. It's all a bit, you know, mystical, magical, wizardy type thing. This over here is my villager trap, or my zombie villager trap, I should say. It's a bit broken, but we do have a couple of villagers in here, I believe. Yeah, they're a bit trapped and a bit fed up with me at the moment because I had to trap them in, because otherwise the zombies would arrive and they'd bash down this door and go kill them, so I had to block it all up. But this thing is hopefully soon to become redundant because of the project that I'm going to show you next. So just past the stable, this is actually one of the first things I discovered when I came over to this part of the world. Like I say, this isn't where you spawn. We spawn a couple of maps away over in, yeah, it is over in that direction. We moved over here probably half a dozen, maybe 10 episodes into the series of the PlayStation 4 Trophy Challenge. We moved over to here and started building a house, and then after that I decided to go exploring, and almost instantly in fact, I went down one of the holes in the ground around here, I can't remember exactly which one, and I discovered a zombie spawner. Now that zombie spawner is just down here. There you go. Now I was hoping, in a later episode, I talked about the fact that I was hoping to get that connected up with a skeleton spawner that I also discovered somewhere over there. And I was hoping that we could get both spawners to fire off at the same time, so that we had like a double spawner for double XP. That was the idea. It didn't quite work. So let me take you downstairs. By the way, that's just in case you were wondering. Through there is my nether portal. Just tidying up, you know, just tidying up. So this is my original mine shaft. This is where I did all my mining originally. And I think it was somewhere around here that I came down when I first discovered this zombie spawner. In fact, no, it wasn't. It was down here and to the left. If I come around this way, this is where the zombie spawner is. Just through there. I've dug it all out. I discovered it through that hole there. I remember now. I came down there and we were just minding our own business, doing some mining, and we came straight across this spawner. And I was going to use this as an XP farm, but then further down, just past that netherrack down there, I discovered a skeleton spawner. And I prefer skeleton spawners because obviously the loot that you get from them is better. Using the arrows is actually quite useful, whereas zombie loot tends to be pretty much useless. But there was a point where I was hoping that, in fact, where that nether brick, where that nether brick is down there, I had measured that out, so that was the exact halfway point between this spawner and the skeleton spawner, and I hoped if I stood there, then both of them would fire off, and then we could gather them up in one space. And you might notice there's a little channel down here, and that's what this channel was. The zombies would fall down here, and they'd work their way. There'd be water flows pushing them all the way down here and down towards my skeleton spawner, and I would try to gather them up in one spot, so that you basically be able to just do one punch and kill the zombies or the skeletons, kill them all, get the XP, and everything would be great. It didn't work. So this zombie spawner has been pretty much redundant ever since. The skeleton spawner, I guess, seeing as we're doing a world tour, I should just quickly show you, that was where I was hoping you'd be able to stand and set off both spawners. Didn't work. The skeleton spawner is just over here. Basically, if you went a couple of blocks to the left, you could get one to work. A couple of blocks to the right, you could get the other to work. But you couldn't get both to work. This is where the skeleton spawner lives. If I just come up here, you can see the spawner itself just through there. And you can see the skellies starting to spawn as well. And yeah, this is where I do my XP farming. They're basically hoisted up into the air. They're dropped 20 odd blocks when they land here. You kill them 1 or 2 punches, and then you gather up all the arrows and the bones and all the rest of it, and use the XP on the enchantment table. That's the idea. So that's the skeleton farm, but that's fine. The XP farm is working just fine. I'd like to, at some point, try and find a double spawner, or at least a double spawner, if not a triple. Down there is my original mine shaft. You may remember this from very early on when we arrived. This is where we did our original mining. We did do some strip mining, and we did a pretty good job of strip mining around here, to be fair. well, you've seen what I've built, so you can see how much iron and stuff we gathered. Hello, how are you? You okay? Oh, you don't look very well. You look a bit dead. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, we did quite a good job, and we got a lot of resources. We did really well, but we are reaching a point now where I'm running very, very low, as you can imagine, especially on iron. All those hoppers really have taken their toll. So I need to do some serious mining, which is why I've set up that mine shaft. But one of the other projects I want to do is around this thing. Now, what I was originally planning on doing was getting a villager breeder going, where we could get... we get a couple of villagers together, surround them with doors, get a load of villagers spawning, and then try and make a trading hall. But I've decided to do a different way of getting villagers. I don't want to breed them endlessly because, well, apart from anything else, there are limits in the PS4 world as to how many villagers you can breed. And yeah, I don't like the mechanics of all of that. But I've decided to try something different. We're going to use this zombie spawner. And what we're going to do is we're going to build... Basically, we're going to build above it, I think, round about here. Let's just dig up. And I realise we are very short of time on this video, so I don't think we're going to get much done, but I just want to give you the principle of what we're going to do, even if we can't actually do the work. Let's just get a torch up here so we can see where we're going. Let's take a few more blocks up in this direction. Oh, there's some coal there. Need to come back and get that at some point. I think one more layer will do. Now, if I head in this direction, we should then start heading out over the top of the spawner. Oh, I've opened up another cave here. Have I, or is it just a little... No, it's just a little... you know what that is? Probably where gravel's fallen at some point. Never mind, never mind. Like that. See? Oh, I hate gravel. I hate gravel. Right, now, somewhere around here... Let's just get a couple of torches up behind me. Oh, what's that over there? Nothing. Right. If we go in this direction... Let's get rid of this gravel. And get rid of this gravel. And get rid of this gravel. Like that. Right, okay. Oh, that didn't work. Right, hopefully somewhere around here, I'm hoping that we're going to come across the top of the spawner. There we go. Right, get away, gravel. Oh, I hate gravel. Right, so you can see here, you saw the brick there. That's where we've arrived at the top of the spawner. So we're above it at the moment. And if I work my way across, and if this gravel doesn't drive me insane, which it may well do, it's going to continue driving me insane as well, isn't it? Right, let's just dig that way. There we go. Right, so we're above the spawner. Not quite 100% above the spawner. The spawner's just over there. So we need to get slightly further that way, which means dealing with the gravel. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Let's stick another torch under there as well. And then I can dig away that block, and that will all go away, and dig away that block, and there's no gravel there anyway. That's cool. That's cool. Right, there we go. So now, let's just sneak. We should now be... There we go. Right, so that's the hole leading to the sky. There's the spawner. Now, the plan is to build a room up here where the zombies are they're gonna drop down into water like before, but they're going to be brought up to a room just here. And in this room, they're going to be sorted into individual cells so that you can deal with one of them at a time. Now, they're not going to take any damage or anything. This is not going to be for XP farming. What this is going to be for is for looking for hunting down zombie villagers. So what we're going to do is we're going to filter them through. Zombies will spawn down there. They're going to come up to sort of this level, maybe slightly higher actually, maybe slightly higher. But they'll come up to here, and around here somewhere we will have them drop into a cell each. So for example, let me just make a little mini cell here so you can see what I'm talking about. So say they arrive in this spot just here like this, and then what we do is we'd have a block in front of them like that so that they can't get to me. So they'll come through a water system and arrive in here. And then what we'll do, if it's a zombie, then we'll kill it with our sword, or maybe we'll have a button so that they automatically die. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Where we push a button like that, and maybe they drop and fall in lava or something along those lines. But if they arrive here and they are a zombie villager, then we'll cure them. And when we cure them, we'll push a different button somewhere to send them off up to the surface. And on the surface, we will have ourselves... where is it? That way. Up on the surface, we will build ourselves a trading area. I don't know how many we're going to have. Like I say, it's awkward because we have to deal with the limitations and the mechanics of the PlayStation 4. Well, it's not just the PlayStation 4, it's the console edition in general. That the limits are very low for how many mobs you can have, whether they're hostile mobs or villagers. The limits are very low and it's very annoying. But what we'll do is we'll get all the cured villagers up to the top there, and then we'll check their trades. And if their trades are any good, then we'll keep them in our little trading area. And if they're no good, then we'll send them off to their death with the zombies. Something along those lines. Something along those lines. So, anyway, we are pretty much out of time for today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. I know it's been a bit of an unusual one, doing a world tour at the beginning of a series rather than at the end or in the middle. But hopefully you've enjoyed looking around my world and seeing a bit behind the scenes. We will be doing lots of work, lots of projects. Like I say, I've got plenty of ideas of things we're going to try doing. Different farms, both in the overworld, but also in the nether, and maybe in the end as well. I've never done that. In fact, I've never done farms in the nether either. So I've got plenty of different things, plenty of new things that we're going to try out. And have a look at my base. I wanted to save this to I'm glad night's arrived. I did want to show you this. It's not complete. Obviously, there is still work to do, but it looks amazing, doesn't it? I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm so proud of what we've done so far, and I cannot wait to do more. Anyway, that's the end of episode 1 of Ninjary Time. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's been a slightly unusual episode. We've not actually really built or done anything. I've just really shown you around the world. But I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. Please leave a like if you have. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. In the meantime, I'm going to thank you for watching. And hopefully I will see you in another episode soon. Bye. There we go. This is it. This could be it, guys. This could be it. If I can get a few hits on here.